Right, let's talk more about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and that second phase of the polio vaccination in the war-torn enclave. Joined by Dr. Mads Gilbert, Professor at the Clinic of Emergency Medicine at the University Hospital of North Norway. Thank you so much. I understand you're joining us from Lebanon. Maybe you can actually, let's just start by saying, what are you doing in Lebanon? Are you helping out there?
Yeah, I'm on a medical solidarity mission. I'm in a small hospital in Nabatea, Najjar General Hospital, a very brave hospital, Lebanese staff. They have been standing tall here and receiving lots and lots of trauma patients, and I was asked to come here to support them. And I've been here for a couple of weeks treating trauma victims together with and under the leadership of this Lebanese medical staff. The situation is very tense, dramatic. You can hear the drones and the Israeli terror bombing behind me. Last night, the Israeli bombs bombed a house in Nabatea, and we got in a woman. It turned out she was the mother of 3 kids and married to a pharmacist, and her husband and the 3 children were all killed in the bombings. She will survive, but it is an illustration of the brutality of the attacks on Lebanon.
Yeah, it feels like it's tragedy wherever you look at the moment. And I know that you've spent time in Gaza as well. Just want to ask you about the polio vaccinations there. The second phase has got underway today. But as I read, UNRWA said that 187,000 children were helped in that first phase. And estimates from earlier this year, April of 2024, said that there were around 1 million children. So they've barely scratched the surface. Still, hundreds of thousands of children still need to be vaccinated. What are the health risks to the children if they don't get those vaccinations?
Well, you know, no vaccination can prevent genocide. And what is going on in Gaza is a genocidal attack from Israel. So this vaccination is a distraction from the fundamental problem, which is to have ceasefire and to protect the children of Palestine. And actually, Save the Children have summed up that Gaza and West Bank is the most dangerous place to be a child in the world. And this vaccination campaign is also overshadowing that the most important measure against, be it polio or cholera or any other diseases, it is clean water, it is sanitation, it is soap, and it is nutrition. A child who is malnourished, as the children of Gaza are because of the starvation campaign by Israel, has an 11 times higher mortality than a well-nourished child for all common child diseases. And the most common child disease in Gaza now is infection, and it is pneumonia. So this vaccination campaign is ridiculous in a way. I support it, but it is ridiculous because you vaccinate the children one day to kill them the next day. And this is the absurdity of this situation. It keeps going on, and it keeps upsetting the world's people, like the fire in the tent camp in Al-Aqsa Hospital last night, where they burn people alive. I mean, what kind of world are we living in?
It's interesting what you say about the vaccinations and the other health risks, because I mean, the polio hadn't been seen in the region for decades, and suddenly it's there because of the damage to the sewage infrastructure, the lack of clean water. That's certainly not going to have improved over the last year. Are there even more, how can I put this, dangerous, life-threatening diseases that we haven't seen yet that potentially might re-emerge given the squalid conditions?
Yes, cholera. We already have scabies. We have a lot of. The only reason Israelis are allowing the vaccination is that they are shit scared that polio will into Israel, as it in a water test from sewage water in Gaza, but they only started vaccination their own soldiers. So this is purely to protect the Israeli population, not Palestinian. The only prevention of more diseases and more death in Gaza now, it's an immediate ceasefire, and it's an immediate opening of Gaza for humanitarian help. And I have a message to Mr. Netanyahu, the president of Israel. From what we saw last night with this burning of people alive, I tell you one thing. I say in Arabic, min teke emmo. And I hope you one day soon will burn in hell, because what you are doing to the people of Palestine and Lebanon is completely unforgivable terror. And you're killing thousands and thousands of innocent children and women.